Horror movies don't have the best representation these days with all the jump scare filled stinkers that are being pumped out one after another. Like every production company is just copying off their neighbors to the right, and it's created this never ending cycle of just this copy and paste disaster. But my point is that the horror genre is pretty much seen as the laughingstock of the movie industry right now. And last night, I watched a movie that will forever haunt me. Not because it was scary, of course, but because I know I'll never get those 2 hours of my life back ever again. And the movie I watched is called It Comes at Night, and spoiler alert, nothing ever comes at night. And that's what pissed me off the most about this. Nothing comes at night. It's legit just the biggest clickbait I've ever been hit with. And the best piece of advice I could ever give you is to never watch this movie. It's just a complete and utter waste of your time. I think joining a terrorist organization would be far more productive than watching this movie. Well, I guess I shouldn't condone you joining terrorist organizations. I don't condone that. Don't do that. Here's a better analogy. A better use of your time would be taking 2 hours out of your day to repetitively ask Pokimane in her Twitch chat to become your girlfriend. That would be a better use of your time than watching this movie. That is how much I do not recommend this movie. Just look at the movie poster and read the title. It comes at night, and the dog is looking out into the wilderness at night. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Is there a big scary monster out there that's going to hunt at night and terrorize the people involved? That's surely what I thought until this movie just absolutely hawked a loogie and spat in my face. Because that is not what happens. There is no monster. And I want to show you the trailer just to cement my fact and not look like an actual rambling lunatic. I'm not crazy. I'm making a point.
Most important thing.
What's he see?
It's okay. Just go inside.
We never go out at night.
Did you hear that? The most important thing, we never go out at night with the dog barking into the wilderness. Now you tell me, that's definitely building up to a big scary monster or some type of something that's out there at nighttime. That hence why they can't go out at night, right? Like sure, that makes the most sense. Tell me I'm not crazy. Come on. Now just look at these two other examples I want to show you in the trailer, and you tell me there's not supposed to be monsters in this movie. Oh, she's smooching him. And there's a bunch of gooey stuff. That can only mean one thing. Monsters, right? Well, let's skip a little bit ahead here. Let's see old Grandpappy. Fear turns men, look at that, into monsters. And you've seen what is the grandpa spewing up blood or goo or whatever that is. Now you tell me, is there going to be monsters in this movie? Sure seems like it, right? All signs point to yes. Well, guess what? There isn't. There is not. There's not a sign of a monster. I cannot iterate that enough. There is nothing that comes at night. And that is why I'm upset about this movie. Nothing comes at night. Why did you have to call the movie It Comes at Night and make the trailer seem like something is going to come at night? That is not what this movie is about at all. In a very short summary, because this is not a movie review, it's just about how much I hate the movie. This is what the movie's about. A family basically moves in with another family that's living in this house, and there's a big deadly disease going on in the world. I know, very reminiscent of what's going on now. Yes, I get it, but this happened in like 2017, this movie did, so it was before all that. It's just basically, if you get the disease, it's 100% death rate. It basically just kills you. It doesn't turn you into a monster like the movie implies. You just die. And at the beginning of the movie, they show you pretty much what you look like towards the end, because their grandfather had like goose boils and all this kind of nasty stuff on him, and he had to be wheeled out in a wheelbarrow, and they put a pillow on his face and shot him. So they have to kill him to put him out of his misery, pretty much. And here's another piece of evidence. They used this, I believe, in another trailer of the movie. That would make it look like that's what the disease does to you, right? Turns you into a monster. And then those monsters come out at night. That would be what comes at night. But no. The disease just kills you. It's like Ebola or something. But I do got to give the movie a bit of credit. It looks nice, sounds nice, everything's done very professionally. The dialogue between the families is very underwhelming, and the dynamic in the house is also kind of not the greatest, but still, it's an alright movie. I'm just mad at the fact that I got clickbaited so hard by this movie. And A24, they usually only pump out banger after banger when it comes to horror movies or thriller movies. This is not a horror movie. There is nothing scary about this movie. It's mainly a thriller, which I guess is what it's mainly marketed as, but it was also marketed as a horror movie that made it seem like there was something gonna come at night. I'm not mad at the movie, really. I'm just mad at how they marketed it and how they titled the movie. That's mainly what I'm the most pissed about. Like, why did you have to call it It Comes at Night? You didn't. You definitely didn't. You could have just made it like, I don't know, Strangers, because I watched it with my friends and that was one of his recommendations. You could have called it Strangers. That would have been all right, because it is strangers that move into the house with you, and that's pretty much what the whole movie's about, is this fight between two families to stay alive through it all, and they're all living in the same house through this deadly disease that's caused everybody to go off the grid. And just in case anybody out there is like, oh, dude, there's a deeper meaning, bro. You just got to look into it and go search through Reddit for 3 hours to understand what this movie's about. I'm not trying to watch Tenet all over again. I don't want to have to search through Google for hours to find out what the introduction of a movie's about. I want to watch a scary movie, a horror movie, or it doesn't matter what the movie is. I want to watch the movie and enjoy it for what it is and understand it for the most part. I don't expect to understand everything, but still, I want to know what a movie's about from the title, from the movie poster, and then watch that movie that I'm wanting to watch. Like, I go into this thinking it's going to be monster related. Maybe like a virus monster thing because of the trailer, what the trailer led on. But no, it is so underwhelming. It hopped it up so much, and then it very much under-delivered, in my opinion. But yeah, that concludes my rant about the most clickbait movie ever made. I feel like I'm clicking on GTA 6 videos from Sir Nando all over again with the clickbait that's been going on in this movie, man. I've never watched a movie and felt like I wasted time before. I can always find at least one good thing to say about it, even if it's a bad movie. And this right here, I have nothing good to say. Just a complete and utter waste of time, like I mentioned before. I can't find anything good to say about it. So yeah, that's it. And don't crucify me if this is like your favorite movie of all time and you just feel like I took the L on your grandmother's grave and desecrated your entire family lineage. I didn't mean to disrespect. I didn't mean to offend. Just my honest review of what I thought about it upon watching it and all that kind of stuff. But I'll catch you next time. Peace out.